Hi.
Hi.
Thank
Who's
you
this
so
guy,
much
huh?
for being here.
Thank you.
And your show premieres tonight.
Yeah.
And it was created by Greg Daniels, who, as you guys may know, was also responsible for The Office and Parks and Rec.
Yeah.
So some pretty good pedigree going on there. So how did you come to do it? Tell me about your role, first of all. You play an alien.
So I'm an alien, and I don't know. It's like a spoiler, I guess, but or not. But I'm an alien, and I'm wearing really long hair, and I'm a white. So I did some research. There are apparently people who, if you believe there are a lot of aliens, there are people who think there are lizards, say, among us, and there are some. So there are lizards and greys. They're the short ones with the big head, and they're the whites that are then Nordic looking, and so I am that guy, and they are very, very empathic. Like, he's almost like overly.
He loves people.
He loves everyone. He's very, very, very nice, and to the degree that it makes up, it's not good for himself, I guess.
But he's the alien out of the whole group. If you want to have over for dinner, you would be the guy.
Yeah, I'd be the guy that would pay for dinner if you would bring me. Yeah, he would be. He's very, very nice, and he ends up. I'm not going to spoil anything, but he's on Earth a little too and discover things on Earth.
So you played, get this, you guys, seriously, this is incredible. This man here played Dwight on the Swedish version of The Office. Dwight.
Yeah.
The best character on The Office.
Yeah, this is what Swedish Dwight looks like. And I did it. Have you guys seen The Office, the American version or the British version? Yeah. Yeah, the Swedish version. Wow, telling you that kicked ass.
But everyone's so happy in Sweden. What do they have to complain about?
No, it's very similar to the British life. It's raining a lot. It rains sideways in Sweden. It's so much rain you can't even use an umbrella. It's like always coming at you.
You just have to accept the fact that you're going to get soaked.
Yeah, it's cold and it's dark. We like the politics are really good. We have a good social, what's the name for it? Like
social welfare net?
Yeah, you can't really fail. You really have to screw up to fail. But in Sweden, so we have more like the weather or, what coffee cup to drink from and stuff like that.
You also have an awesome royal family. I love your royal family.
The royal family?
They're so beautiful.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I'm a big Royals fan.
Yeah, they're great.
So I assume your connection to The Office landed you here on another Greg Daniels show.
Yeah, in a way. There's a festival called the Fringe Festival in Scotland. So I brought my brother and we performed at the Fringe Festival. And then I went to LA and I walked on the streets, and this guy who saw me do one of those shows in Scotland at the Fringe Festival, he called my name like Björn Gustafsson, which is very rare for anyone to say in English, first of all. But so I was, and also it's my name, so I looked up. And he wanted a meeting, and that meeting led to him setting me up with William Morris, that is an agency. And they were like, we don't usually do this, but we send you on an audition. And they sent me to an audition for Spy, that with Melissa McCarthy.
Melissa McCarthy.
And they called me the next day and said I booked it. And I was like, this is so easy. And no, and so that led to them sending me on more auditions, and so that's how it started, I think, over here.
How much did you go through to get this part?
how much I went through.
Yeah, how many? I mean, what was the audition process like for this?
Oh, I went in and they actually asked me on my auditions, like, "Are you trying to do an accent?" I'm like, "No, unfortunately, this is the way I speak." and and they were like, "Okay, he could be from somewhere else." Yeah, I think they just rewrote it so that I mean, I look very Scandinavian, and they're supposed to be from the north. It's a Nordic alien, so I guess it worked out.
And Conan O'Brien is one of the producers.
Yeah,
That's really cool.
Yeah.
How much involvement does he have?
I've never met him. Yeah.
Great. On to the next question.
Yeah,
He just collects the paycheck.
I guess so. Yeah.
This man, by the way, is also, you were voted how many times the funniest guy in Sweden?
Once.
Just once?
I don't know. I don't follow I mean, I can say whatever. No one is gonna check this, right?
Oh, I checked
every
it.
year. But I'm, I was voted the funniest man in Sweden. I'm hilarious in Swedish. You should just,
So how did you get your start in comedy?
I don't know. I actually just tried to do my best, and something is off a little, I think. So people sometimes just laugh at me, and that's how it started, I think. They needed guys at the school where I went to school. They did musicals, and they needed guys real bad. I'm not a great singer at all, but they really needed guys. So I ended up being like Mr. Warbucks and stuff in Annie, and you can tell, like, I don't have a Mr. Warbucks aura, right? So they really just needed guys in there, and that's how I started, I think. And then I did stand-up after that.
And so how did you get into stand-up? How did you develop your own material?
So I never really watched stand-up before I did it. I saw it once, and I thought, like, that seems easy. Or you just speak, right? So I just tried it, and kind of worked out. And that's it.
Who's your comedy role model?
So Jim Carrey, I'm a fan of. I love Will Ferrell and Steve Carell and all those guys, but Jim Carrey, I think, was which, by the way, so the same day, I'm getting personal, but private or whatever. So the same day they called me and said I booked that job, I'd been like meeting a girl for a while that I kind of liked, and she said, so my friend's dad has a birthday tonight. And her dad, the friend's dad, was Steven Tyler, the singer of Aerosmith. So I went to a birthday party, so Steven Tyler's birthday party, and Jim Carrey is there. So I'm like, it's just tons of rock stars and Jim Carrey. So I just put my stuff aside, and I'm like, walk up to Jim Carrey, and I'm like, hi, I just want to say hi. And he's like, I love what you done with the WikiLeaks, because I had longer blonde hair. And I was like, huh? I love what you done with the WikiLeaks. I couldn't I'm Julian Assange. So I met him, and then I got the girl too. So what a day, right? I just easy peasy.
Have you met Julian Assange, however? Have you met Julian Assange?
No, not yet. Yeah.
No, that's a great story. It actually seems like really nice. Well, it doesn't seem. It is very nice to hear when talent gets recognized and someone gets a great role on a great show.
Yeah.
That maximizes their talent.
Yeah, and also meet Jim Carrey and gets the girl. No, isn't that awesome? Yeah.
I'm like psyched about your show.
Yeah. No, this is exciting. It's a great cast. It's a big one. So I haven't watched the first episode yet, but it's out, I heard. But I don't know what to say about it.
Do you guys just break character all the time, meaning like you crack up?
So a lot of my scenes are in a spaceship, with a lizard and a short gray guy. So yeah, we broke character quite a lot, but we were also short on time. We just had to nail it, and but it's a great cast. So Ken Hall, that is the gray one. He's also from the improv scene, so he'd done tons of improv, and it was just great working with people like that.
What's been the biggest transition for you coming from Swedish entertainment to Hollywood?
Oh, you know what? I could use for this part, like he's kind of naive and green, this character, when it comes to Earth, and it was kind of like that coming from Sweden. I was it's a sheltered country. I was kind of green and naive coming to the States, I think. So like people started, like I came to Hollywood and people were talking about shrooms, and I was like, I used to go in the forest, picking mushrooms with my grandpa. I was like, oh, I love that, whatever. And they take me to the rainbow room, and I'm like, we're never gonna find mushrooms here. Are you dumb? But they did. But I was very, very green and naive, I think, coming here. So I have a lot in common with that character. So I could just lean into that, I think.
Well, what has surprised you the most about being on a major show on a network?
I've been through a lot of surprises. I mean, you heard this. I met Jim Carrey, but
wait, excuse me. Can I interrupt for a second? Yeah. Have you ever met Jim Carrey?
Oh, I got a story for you. I mean, the paycheck. Wow. First of all, that was a surprise. I had no idea. I saw that. I just opened my bank account one day and I was singing to myself. But no, I mean, I don't know what has been the biggest surprise, but it's been a lot of new things happening, obviously. Yeah.
So if you were to make a movie with Jim Carrey, what would be the ideal plot?
Oh wow. I don't know if I would...
Let's just say I gave you like a check for $50 million right now, and I was like, write a movie for you and Jim Carrey.
Oh, wow. Dumb and Dumber 3, would that be a good idea? No, I don't know. I don't even know if I would dare to work with him because I admire him so much. It's cool to just watch him from a distance. Oh yeah, I got nothing. So yeah. So Jim, it's up to you. I don't have the plot yet, but we have the money.
I'm giving you the money. I'm not giving it to him. I'm giving you the money, not him.
Oh.
He's got to finance it if he does.
I got the money, Jim. Call me.
Who was the first comedian that you remember seeing as a kid that made you want to do stand-up?
So I didn't think of stand-up, but I think Jim Carrey is that guy. He's walking back, like in Ace Ventura and Dumb and Dumber. Yeah, like he's fast-forwarding himself and rewarding himself and shit. Like, that was amazing to me. I'm the perfect age. I was like 12 and just like, what just happened? But yeah, and then there's Swedish people that you guys wouldn't know.
And so do you get recognized now when you're back home?
If I'm recognized?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. But I was recognized before coming here. I did stuff in Sweden before, so that's why.
So when you walk down the street, people are like, hey, Björn. Hey,
yeah.
Björn.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. It sounds awful, but yeah.
No, I think it's
not during day, but like when people start drinking and stuff, and we drink like you think you've seen wasted people, right? You have not. When you go to Sweden, people drink at a whole other level. Like, I've seen people dig their fingertips into the grass because they have to hold on to something while they're laying down. Because the rotation of the earth is making them nauseous. That's when you're wasted. You haven't seen. I'm not kidding.
I'm sorry.
My friend.
That's amazing.
I have a friend. He gets like really. First of all, like he came out of a bathroom. I don't know if this is too graphic, but he had like puke all over himself, and he came out like, "All right, who did this?" Well, my night is ruined. Who did it? And probably someone else did. You know what? That's how waste, but it's still dripping from it.
So at that point, do you just tell him the truth or do you move on?
No, we don't even no one else is like, I don't know, everyone is just, another friend is so cross-eyed, but when he drinks, he suddenly straightens out. Like, if he looks at you with both eyes, like he's fucked up. Like he is at another level. We used to joke like he's so cross-eyed. He once left a bar. He thought someone was hitting on his girlfriend. He thought it was himself. He's so cross-eyed. It was like, who is that? It's you. He's like. Yeah.
I'm honestly, we have to stop and turn over to the audience because I'm getting a stomach ache from laughing. All right, audience. I know.
Question.
Hey, Björn. So I was wondering what the pace of.
Wait. I think he's a little flummoxed by your Wolverine claws.
That looks so awesome.
Thank you. Thanks.
Yeah.
So I was wondering is there a difference in working in United States versus Sweden? Is the pace different? Is it faster or slower?
Are the pace like during shooting and stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's. Yeah, they have to work faster in Sweden because there's not as much money, I guess. But it's almost the same. Yeah, the pace is probably is about the same, but you can do more things here. Since there's more money, they can just build a studio and work everything out. You can do exactly what you want. In Sweden, we just have to it's raining. We don't have time to wait for whatever. It's gonna be rain in this shot then, or whatever. They just have to work it out faster, I think. Yeah.
Thanks, Wolverine.
Yeah,
Next question,
that's the
please.
coolest gloves I've ever seen in my life.
Hi, how are you?
Hey, I'm good. How are you?
Good. I was wondering what kind of comedy TV, if any, do you watch yourself?
Arrested Development is I think is awesome, one of the best. And but I'm more a fan of you asked me what comedies I like, but I just started watching Westworld. Is it? Wow, right? And I like documentaries and stuff, but there's a documentary. So I was at an award show yesterday, not to brag, but I didn't win anything. I was just there as a host. But the documentary that won is it's called Ghost Rockets, and it's about people that have been abducted or think they've been abducted, and there's a journalist coming there to talk with them, and it's basically the series we just did. So that was a coincidence, but real, and I heard it's kind of funny, and yeah, good. So I'm gonna watch that next, yeah.
And last question here, please.
Hi, can you tell us a joke that you would tell in Sweden, and can you tell it here and then translate it?
I can translate it. I mean, I don't know. Something happened recently, so it's kind of cold in Sweden, so people go to saunas a lot. I don't know how R-rated this thing is, but so.
Go, let it rip.
Let it go?
Yeah, let it go.
All right. So our neighbor, my brother is telling me that our neighbor that is a carpenter just built a sauna at home. And I can tell this, right? I just told the publicist, this is okay to tell, right? I'm looking for her, but I can't see her. So my brother tells me he built his own sauna, and he didn't use any blueprints since he's a carpenter. Like, he knows how to do it. And the first time he starts it, you know, you're like, we're naked, you're naked in the sauna, he starts it, and when it's warm, if you're a man, the sack kind of softens up a lot. And since he didn't use any blueprints, the the gap between the planks were just a little too wide. So one of the testicle just went through the planks and twisted, right? So he was stuck in this, like he saunaed himself, so he could only move like sideways, you know, like a crab. So, and he's like calling for his wife, and his wife comes down, and he's like, you know, he's way too warm, and he's like, water, and she pours more on the, you know, the heat thing. No, but she has to bend some planks off in the bottom, and his like 4 or 5 year old son has to crawl in and twist his dad's testicle back so he can get out. And that is, yeah, my neighbor in Sweden.
Well, I think the takeaway is it's a good thing his son knew how to swim.
Yeah, that was, yeah.
All right, when can we watch the show?
Yeah, so watch People of Earth, everyone. If that's the, or what, is that a question?
Yeah, it premieres tonight.
Oh yeah, it premieres tonight. And
TBS.
on TBS. So make sure to watch that.
That's you, Jim Carrey.
Thank you.